Hello and welcome, Mojo Dojo Groovers. This is a very, very brief little video regarding music and tablature. At the top here you can see these little dots. These are notes. You get a variety of different note shapes depending on the time signature. One of the nicest descriptions that I've heard about music is that it is sound moving through time, which is a very groovy description. And in general music terms, you would have the 5 lines of your music notation score. And within that, then you would have these dots which represent the respective notes and speeds. I won't go too deeply into that because this is actually about tablature. But just to show you, okay, here the notes are I was always taught to remember this as every good boy deserves football. Very, very simple. And then within the spaces, we have very, very simple face. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and then we get back to F at the top. So this is an E, this is an F, this is a G, this is an A, this is a B, and so on all the way up the scale. Now this represents a chromatic scale, and the chromatic scale is made of 12 notes. And I'm sure the mathematicians in you are already recognizing that there's actually only 8 here. The remaining 4 are made up of flats and sharps. And a flat or a sharp is a half tone difference in a note. So we might see, just for an example, let's go here, F, you might see this little mark next to it, and that would denote an F sharp. F sharp is also, and it gets a little bit complicated, or could also be G flat. There is some logic to it. I can't recall what it is at the moment. And again, this is not about music notation. This is about tab. But that's the general gist of things. Okay, we might have here A flat. Okay, so that's how, and again, you see, when you look at a piece of sheet music, it can look very, very complicated. But if you start by just taking it note by note, it is actually quite easy then to transpose those notes onto whatever instrument you're playing. Assuming, of course, you know where the notes are on the instrument you're playing. This is where tablature becomes very, very interesting. Because tablature, as you can see here, it's actually 6 lines. And these 6 lines denote the guitar. And as you might be looking at this kind of face on, with tablature, it's almost like, if that's the guitar fretboard, okay, it's almost like that's the guitar fretboard and how you play it. Tablature is presented, so it's like that. So when we look at these, okay, this is the top E, which as we've discussed is actually the bottom string on the guitar. Then B, then G, then D, then A, and then E. A very good friend of mine and a promising student, Samantha Jean, told me of a lovely acronym for this. It's always good to have acronyms. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. I know that goodbye is technically 2 words, but let's not get too pedantic. So now we are looking at, it's as if you've taken the guitar from your knee and you've laid it flat with the fretboard looking up at you. Now, this is where tablature gets really brilliant. Okay, if I wanted to play a chord, okay, let's say it's an E chord, all right? An E chord is open bottom E. It is then, your finger is on the 2nd fret of the A string. It's on the 2nd fret of the D string. It's on the 1st fret of the G string, and then B and top E are open. So that's what an E chord would look like in tablature. All right, we'll try another one, the all-time classic, all right, C. A C chord would be, you have a finger on the 3rd fret, you have a finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, G is open, the B string is first fret, top E is open, and you don't play the bottom E. So that, in tablature terms, is what a C chord looks like. So a finger, A string, 3rd fret, D string, 2nd fret, B string, 1st fret. Really nice and simple. If you want to get a solo, then again, you would write down, it might be that you're going to go from 2 to 4 on the D string, then drop down, let's say 4 to 6 on the G string, then you're going to come twiddle up here and maybe go 3 to 2 on the A string. Okay, very rock and roll. I don't actually know what that would sound like. I might try it afterwards. I've not really thought that one through. But this is a great way to document a new song. So again, I had my fingers on the 2nd, and then I hammered onto the 4th fret on the D string. Then I went to the G string, 4th fret, 6th fret, and then I went up, down technically. I went up the strings, but down in pitch to the A string, and a little twiddle on the 3rd and 2nd fret. And that essentially is tablature. So when you look at a piece of tablature music, again, as with score, don't get too overwhelmed by it. Literally just work it through. I generally would work bar by bar, okay? And we can talk more about how bars are set out. But generally speaking, tablature will have bar lines like this. So just work bar by bar, and it is the repetition, it's the motion, and it's going over and over it until it locks into your mind. And that is it, really. That's what music looks like, and that's what tablature looks like. Any questions, ping me a message. All right, all the best.